Hey, this is Daniel Norton. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Maria. And today we're going to make some portraits. So I had this idea to do this kind of black and white kind of high contrast portrait using somebody with dark clothing, dark hair, kind of fair skin against a dark background. I've done this before using my film camera, and this V-flat was plenty black enough as the background, but with digital picking up so much detail in the dynamic range of the blacks, I ended up having to add duvetine. So this is actually just a sheet of duvetine dangling here. You can get that. It's basically fabric that absorbs light. They make flags out of it, stuff like that. So that's our background. And to light this thing, I have the Profoto B1X. I do have it fitted with the new OCF Magnum reflector. This is mostly so I don't get flare in my lens. I'm going to be pretty close to this. This light's shooting over my head, bouncing off a white flat behind her, and kind of washing forward with light. So I've done this before where I would take like a softbox and put it back here and let it kind of give a rim or a hair light around the subject as I'm working. But this time I wanted to keep it really simple, and all that's going to separate our hair from the background is the fact that hair itself is reflective. You know, it has oils in it, so enough light coming from the front with the right angle should give us a nice reflection, give some separation from the background very subtly. So yeah, let's take a few. So I'm going to have Maria sit here in this chair. I've got my Canon camera here, and I got the 24-70 up. Now I'm going to use Profoto strobe as I said, but first thing I want to do is make a shot at the settings I want to shoot at, which is 200th of a second, 5.6 ISO 100. And I'm going to make a shot with no flash, and what I'm looking for is a black frame. So I have my camera tethered into Capture One. I can see that I got no detail there, which means that I can shoot here, and the only thing affecting my shot is the flash. So this flash has TTL capability, so I'm going to shoot in TTL, knowing that in these kind of angles, typically TTL is going to probably be tricked a little bit. We have a black background, bounced light. So this will give me a base exposure, and then I'll adjust from there. So let's see. So here we go. Good. Okay. All right. It's actually not terrible. So I am already set up in black and white mode here. But let me just roll back into color so you guys can see kind of the out of the camera shot. So here she is. It's looking pretty good, actually. It's actually pretty decent exposure on her skin. I have my lens set around 28 millimeters. I think that's pretty good. So actually, let's go into what I'm going to do, because I want everything to stay consistent. Since I'm shooting a series of the same thing, I'm going to turn the TTL off now, leave it in manual. It's one of the things about the Profoto. When you turn off the TTL, it keeps your exposure the way it is. That way I don't have it jumping around if she starts moving. So I'm going to go over to my styles now, and I'm going to add a style to this. I'm in Capture One, and I'm adding a Cadence BW, which is a black and white style that I made before. You can see all the things that it does. And this, maybe I should call it Maria BW now. We'll have to change that. And you can see that with this style here, like I said, her hair, even being brunette, separates really nicely from the background. Now, because it's reflected, and if you look at her shirt here, it's not showing any detail because the shirt is not so reflective. So that's going to be nice. Now, obviously, I got a bit of the floor in the shot. I'm going to work on my composition now, but this is pretty much where I want to be. So let's see. Again, I'm set around 28 millimeters. Maybe I'll come in a little bit. Maybe go to 35 so I don't get the floor in the shot. Let's see. So now I'm punched in a bit. Yeah, I still want more of her body though. So the way that I can do that, right, with the floor in the shot like this, if I tilt my camera down, I get the floor in the shot. But if I lower my camera, I can go like this. And then I can still do that wide angle feel that I want without getting the floor in the shot. Nice. Now being below your subject definitely changes. There we go, I had the top of her head cut off there. Being below your subject definitely changes your perspective. It gives them a little bit more power. And we can see that kind of creates a nice, and her hands show up with the light skin against the dark, and her hair is the good separation. Everything looks really nice. It's perfect. And maybe do one where one side of the hair is back. So I'll play around and do a few different options here. It's really nice, just like that, really subtle. Good. Actually, maybe do one where you, yeah, exactly, bolt back, there we go. So you can really see that separation, there we go. That'll be nice. Now for that, I think I'm gonna punch in a little bit. I like it. Yeah, actually that's nice. Do that what you just did. No, just put your hand here. I kind of like that. Nobody ever knows what they just did. That every photographer says that all the time. Do what you just did. They're like, what? I don't know what I just did. You should be. Story of my life. Yeah, we go. Kind of like that. Maybe just move it a little bit this way so it's not. That's it. Just like that. It was just very subtle and move your face this way. Good like that. Nice, nice, nice. Gentle, pretty, just like that. Okay, you can drop your hand down now. Good. Just nice and pretty, just like that. Now I can also, if I want, come in with a bit of a longer focal length. This is a zoom lens, so I can zoom to 70. If I want to get a little bit of a different perspective on this, back up a smidge. Use my 70-ish. No, it's more like 60. And we can get a nice kind of a tight, clean shot. Yeah, nice and sharp. I'm shooting at 5.6, nice detail on the hair. Eyebrows on fleek, ready to go. Okay, so, you know, it's good, like, you can take your standard portraits, right? Everybody wants a nice shot of themselves, so you got 3-point lighting stuff that we cover a lot, but sometimes it's good to kind of go out of the box a little bit with the portrait and try something a little different. So sometimes you got to plan ahead. So I'm like, okay, I want to do this kind of black on black portrait. Let me think about how I want to do it to give the look I want. Because I wanted this subtlety to it. I did it this way with bouncing it. If I had just taken a softbox and blasted it here, it wouldn't have looked the same. I'm doing this for a reason. This is more light bouncing around, gives more surface for the hair to reflect. So make sure that you follow Maria on social media, on Maria DeCotis. Follow me on Facebook, Daniel Norton Photographer. Make sure you subscribe to Adorama TV, and I'll see you next time on set.